Long ago, the people of Israel were in trouble. They had turned away from God, and for 7 long years, the Midianites swept through their land like a swarm of locusts. They stole crops, took livestock, and left the people hungry and afraid. Many hid in caves just to survive. One day, a man named Gideon was threshing wheat in a hidden winepress, trying to keep it from the Midianites. While he worked, an angel of the Lord appeared and said, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Gideon looked around, almost wondering if the angel had the wrong person. He didn't see himself as a warrior at all. In fact, he was from the weakest family in his tribe, and he was the youngest in his household. But God saw more in Gideon than Gideon saw in himself. The angel told him that God had chosen him to rescue Israel from the Midianites. Gideon was unsure. He asked for a sign to be certain that this was truly God speaking to him. God gave him that sign, proving that this mission was real. Even with that, Gideon still felt nervous, so he asked God for another sign, this time with a piece of wool. He prayed, "If you are really going to use me to save Israel, make the wool wet with dew in the morning, but keep the ground dry." The next morning, it happened exactly that way. To be extra sure, Gideon asked for the opposite the next night, dry wool on wet ground. God patiently did it again. Finally, Gideon gathered an army to fight. 32,000 men came to join him. But God told Gideon something surprising. "You have too many men. If you win with this many, Israel will think they did it themselves, not me." So God told Gideon to send home anyone who was afraid. 22,000 left, only 10,000 remained. Then God said, "Still too many." He told Gideon to take the men to a stream and watch how they drank water. Those who cupped the water in their hands and lapped it up were chosen. There were only 300 of them, 300 against an army so large it couldn't be counted. By human thinking, it was impossible. But God wanted Israel to know that victory would come from Him, not from numbers or strength. That night, God told Gideon to go down to the enemy camp. There, Gideon overheard a soldier telling a dream about a loaf of bread rolling into the Midianite camp and knocking over a tent. Another soldier explained, "That can only mean Gideon will defeat us." Hearing this, Gideon's fear melted away, and he worshipped God. Gideon returned to his tiny army with a bold plan. Each man took a trumpet, an empty jar, and a torch hidden inside the jar. In the middle of the night, they surrounded the enemy camp. At Gideon's signal, they blew the trumpets, smashed the jars, and held up the torches, shouting, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon." The Midianites woke in panic. In the confusion, they turned on each other and ran. Gideon and his 300 men chased them away, and the land had peace for 40 years. God can use anyone, no matter how ordinary or unsure they feel, to do extraordinary things. Courage doesn't come from being the strongest or the most confident. It comes from trusting the one who gives the victory.